Welcome back to my videos on my job search. Today we are going over my top 3 job choices. First up, we have occupational therapist. That is a type of therapist who helps people complete daily activities. It could be a kid who can't hold a pencil, so if I was working in the school systems, I would help kids like that with learning how to write if they're behind. It could be a woman who's had a stroke and can't walk, so she needs to retrain those muscles. And part of that would be a physical therapist, obviously, but I would also help with the finer motor muscles. And it could also be an elderly person who broke their arm and needs to find new ways or new tools that help them do their daily chores and housework. Career Cruising picked this job as my second choice, actually, after answering over 100 questions. And it is because I super matched with a lot of the qualities that you need to be an occupational therapist or OT. So a few of those were working with people with mental and physical disabilities and helping people, because of all the jobs that I've wanted to be since I was younger, I've always wanted to help people. That's been my main focus. I just think that would be very rewarding and a good thing to do. For working conditions, an occupational therapist usually works 8 to 9 hours a day, and they're on their feet most of the time because they're helping other people learn how to do activities. So some would be behind a desk doing paperwork and stuff, but most of the time I would be on my feet doing minimal physical activity. In Illinois, the average occupational therapist makes $79,000 annually and $38 an hour. To become an occupational therapist, I would need my master's degree and an occupational therapist license. I would be a general OT, and then a supervisor or department head, and finally an OT consult. And if I wanted, I could go on to become an occupational therapist professor at a college. My next choice that we're going to talk about in my top 3 was a special education teacher. I was matched by Career Cruising with a special ed teacher because I would really enjoy working with children. I would like training or teaching, which as a teacher I'd obviously be teaching, and working with people with disabilities. Not all kids learn at the same pace and the same way, so as a special education teacher I would put together lesson plans and maybe take them out of class to help them learn better. And it might be that they have a physical disability and they need more help because they can't hear the lesson as well, or a learning disability, so they just can't, it's harder for them to learn with the other kids. I would only work the school year, so I would get a whole summer, so that would be nice, but sadly burnout is common with this profession, so after 1 or 2 years, a lot of people choose to become a regular ed teacher or go back and get a different degree. In Illinois, the average wage for a special education teacher is $62,460. And to become a special ed teacher, I would need my bachelor's degree and a teaching license. To become a special ed teacher, I would first be a probationary special ed teacher and then a regular special ed teacher. And down the line, if I wanted to, I could become a principal. My final occupation in my top 3 that Career Cruising matched me with is a middle school teacher. Now, as a middle school teacher, I would obviously be teaching students 5th through 8th grade and helping shape their lives, and I think that's why it really attracts me. I would like working with older children, like teenagers, when I can really help shape their lives and understand what they're going through. Another reason is because I would enjoy training or teaching and helping. Some perks of the job are that I would only work 10 months a year because I would have a summer. It's a very satisfying job because you get to see kids understand things and help them learn in different ways that might not be like the rest of the class. Like you can get some one-on-one time. And I would also have a shorter work day than the average American, but I would have all the extra work of grading papers and creating lesson plans. The average American middle school teacher makes $62,870 annually, and I would need my bachelor's degree and a teaching license. I would start out as a probationary teacher, become a regular teacher, and eventually a senior teacher. Thank you for watching my second video. Next video, I'll be deciding which career is right for me.